No, basically I was raised a Buddhist, and then when I was 18 I decided to run off to Israel and become a rabbi. So that's it. But with jokes. That's the important thing, with jokes. So that's what I do, I tell jokes. But what I've done is I've cleverly weaved them together into this fantastical narrative of my life story. Which, you know, but then, you know, who is this guy? What is his life story? It involves Buddhas, Native Americans, black people, Muslims, Jews, circumcisions. There's a lot in the scope of who I am.
And who do you think is going to want to come and see your show? Who are you trying to attract?
Well, to be honest, I'll just take anybody. People have paid their money not to hear that this person does that for a living, and that, you know, they're here to laugh, and that's my job, and I'm not going to sort of get someone up and take the piss out of them, and, you know, at their expense, you know. So I can go and see comedy, which is all good, and people do it really well. You go, oh, you know, when the alarm clock goes off, and you press it, and then you wait for it, and then you've got to press it again, and whatever. People go, yeah, I do that. Well, this is the opposite of that. This is like, hey, I was abandoned for 24 hours in the wilderness and told to find my animal spirit guide. You guys, hello. I do like a bit of squirm from time to time. It has to be said. There's a little bit of, I'm a bit mischievous. I just like prodding people and sort of trying to get reactions out of them. I can't, it's a terrible character trait that I have. But, you know, someone like Larry David or, you know, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Office or whatever, they're just some of it, just when you're like, oh no, you can't. It's just, I just love it. I love winding up fellow sort of Guardian reading liberals like myself. And sort of, you know, there's nothing like saying a joke and then people like laughing like as a gut thing, and then and trying not to. Like, that's just, as a comic, that's like, for me, that's the most satisfying. Like, to see them trying not to laugh, laughing, and then go, oh my god, I can't believe I actually laughed at that, and was it okay for me to laugh at that? And then it sort of raises other things. But yes, squirming's good, a little bit of squirm.
Do you feel any topics are taboo to talk about in?
No, definitely not. But it's all about context. I just wrote an article about this actually for a newspaper about Holocaust jokes and their appropriateness stuff. Everything is like about context, but on top of that, it's about who the victim is and whatever. When I talk about the Holocaust in my set, it's talking about my experiences of the Holocaust as a third-generation Jew, as opposed to some people just doing some cheap reference to gas or showers or something like that. So it's a different thing. Comedy, I see it as a very necessary function of comedy to challenge taboos. You know, not necessarily to cross the line, but certainly to find out where the line is, to prod it a little bit, to flirt with it, and that's my job, and make people laugh. That is also my job. People who are paying to come and see you aren't really, you know, they're coming there, their number one reason is to laugh. And as a comic, you can never forget that. That is always going to be the most important aspect of it. But that's not to say that you can't, you know, make people think a little bit at the same time and broaden people's horizons and stuff like that. Just don't do it in such a, some people do it in a bit of a po-faced manner, or some people, they go in, you know, whether it's political comedy or whatever, but, you know, they go in with their agenda of their message, and they forget to actually put the laughs in at the same time. So that's what you know, as a comic, that's what you have to make sure that you're doing, is making people laugh. And then if you can, yeah, great, try and make people think, try and broaden people's horizons, and you can sort of raise it to an art form, you know, without sounding pretentious. So when you're a stand-up, you're a writer, you're an actor, you produce your own stuff in a way, you direct yourself. So all of these other skills that you're developing at the same time as you're making people laugh, you know. You are showing maybe an exaggerated side of who you are, but yeah, it's myself, which is why, you know, yeah, you feel exposed sometimes. If you're saying a joke or you're telling a story and someone doesn't laugh, you know, then you feel that, you know, it's not like you have a character to hide behind or whatever. It's like, that's you, and that's your sense of humor and something you found funny and you're trying to communicate to people. So, you know, even if you've got the whole room laughing, this is what happened last night, the whole room's laughing, and then there's one person who's refusing to laugh, all you can do is just fixate on this one person, and you're like, and you can't help but sort of take it personally, you know. It's like, everybody else is laughing, why aren't you laughing? And you kind of fixate on that, but it's terrible. What is so great about Edinburgh? Because I mean, I'm a comedy fan, so I love Edinburgh. I love going and seeing all of the other shows and people I know and respect, and I get a chance to expand a little bit and to you know, to express a little bit more of my voice, be truer to who I am. Yeah, I'm performing my first solo show, Chosen, at the Pleasance Courtyard, 9:45 every day till the end of the month.